What is going on, guys? So, before you run away, don't run away, because I'm not doing gameplay videos, as I always have to state. Just didn't really feel like filming my face, so I'm gonna put cards and stuff up on the screen, but we're gonna be talking about Necroface and Pot of Desires, and really, is it plausible to put the card in there? If you know what I mean, like, not everybody's doing this, and I don't see that many people doing it, but I've been seeing a few people while I play online been doing it. And I know it's hit and miss with people deciding if it's okay, but putting Necroface with Pot of Desires to try to get some, I don't know, backing or make up for whatever you lost, I guess. But is it really plausible? Because, while I do get it, I mean, playing Necroface and bringing in, and also, depending on the deck you're playing, if you put Necroface in it with Pot of Desires, your Necroface might give you a Dark if you want to throw BLS, but people don't really splash Chaos into decks anymore, so it doesn't really matter, which is a whole nother subject, which I'm probably going to talk about then. But, besides that, I've tested it out, and from what I find is, sometimes I go a whole duel, use Pot of Desires, sometimes once, sometimes twice, and I draw Necroface never. And then vice versa. I've had times where I've drawn both my Necrofaces and then my Pot of Desires, not till the end of the game, or never. And, well, while that is, you know, whatever, like, it's not a big deal that that happens, it almost feels like it's just clogging my deck in a sense. It's a little bit too cloggy. I'd rather have the speed of Pot of Desires, if whether I draw it or not, that doesn't matter, because I didn't draw the card, so it doesn't matter. But drawing Necroface when it doesn't really flow with most decks, unless there's a deck that, you know, really needs Necroface. But just having Necroface and then never drawing Pot of Desires in a match, it's just kind of like a dead card. I mean, it's not completely, I guess, useless. But for the most part, it's like a dead card. So you have this card sitting here and you don't get to use it. And I feel like it's not a good... It's just too cloggy for the deck. Now, Pot of Desires, whether or not you want to have that whole debate if that's a good card or not, that's a whole nother topic. And what topic I've already kind of covered in a sense, but that was more of a staple, is, to me, it's a good draw card. But at the same time, I would never play 3 of it, because I know the idea is, well, you play 3 for some people in the chance if you know, banish one of them in your deck, and I get that, but still, I don't need 3 in the deck. 2 is fine with me. I only really need 1 of the cards in the deck, because of its banishing, it's too much. And when you play Necroface with it, it's not good also, since Necroface might get banished in the process. And I know I think when it gets banished, each person mills 5 cards from their deck or something like that. I don't know what Necroface says off the top of my head, but I know its main ability. And man, is it just cloggy. I don't know. When I've played against people, it seems to be the same sense. I've yet to see people playing Necroface and Pot of Desires really pull it off in a sense. It's like, wow, that just helped them so much. Congratulations. Like, no, I have not got that at all from them, and I'm pretty sure they know who they are, and they know that it's not great at all. But people are going to keep playing it, but I want to know, is it really worth it? So I tested it like 10 times. 10 games, I played 3 copies of Pot of Desires, and then you can only play 2 copies of Necroface, just because, to make sure if I can get that draw in, and make sure I can also draw into a card, which... Also, I played Poduality. It was purely a Pot of Desires test. It was a deck with a bunch of draw power and stuff, so I can get to Necroface and Pot of Desires and see if it really helps you. Not necessarily make the deck good, just to see how cloggy it could or could not be. And from what I have concluded, is that it is cloggy, in my eyes. It's just not worth it. Unless your deck can benefit from Necroface to some degree to have it in your deck, and you are going to have Pot of Desires anyhow, then so be it. But if your deck has nothing to do with Necroface, Necroface does not benefit you besides trying to counteract Pot of Desire's negative, you know, effect on your deck, then it's pointless. Do not play it. Don't go for it. I would not recommend it even to anybody to pick up, oh, you're playing Pot of Desires, we gotta pick up 2 Necroface. Don't do it. It's not needed, it's not required, and I don't know why some people think it's a great idea. Now, I'm not dissing anybody if it's bad. Like, if it works for them, it works for them. Yu-Gi-Oh! It also comes to player preference. If you think it works for you and your deck, then great. That's whatever. That's cool, man. I don't diss you for it. I'm not gonna say you're a bad player or anything. If it works out, it works out. But in the broad scheme of things, and from my eyes and from what I have seen, it is not something I would personally recommend. Now, whether or not that matters, it doesn't, but The only thing that I could really see benefit from it is if it's a deck that has a lot of thinning out and anyhow. So I've been playing Cyber Angels lately, and that deck thins out real quick with all your rituals and your draw cards, and you can draw a lot. You can thin out your deck pretty quick. There's a lot of games where I get down to the last 10 cards in my deck. So if your deck thinning a lot and you're drawing cards often, and you draw into your Pot of Desires and you draw into your Necroface, then I can see a more beneficial factor from doing it. But at the same time, Pot of Desires does mill off 10, and even if you don't draw your Necroface right away, that might be taking away some key cards from you to rely on Necroface to bring back. If you're playing Pot of Desires, you should be okay with 10 cards being milled off. Your deck should be able to, and be capable of being able to handle any given situation, whether or not you have Necroface. So, those are my thoughts on how the Necroface and Pot of Desires thing. I would recommend do not play Necroface with Pot of Desires unless your deck requires it. Like, your deck needs Necroface in the deck regardless if you're playing Pot of Desires, or if your deck thins out pretty easily and it's not hard to draw into your Necroface and Pot of Desires quickly and fast. And there's always that other thing that Pot of Desires might mill off your Necrofaces, and then it's completely pointless anyways. But that's a whole nother topic. So, what do you guys think? Let me know down below, because I'm curious, and you know, when I'm curious, I want to know what you guys think. So even if you don't comment, which I'm trying to get more people to be more social on my channel, if you don't comment, and I know I don't get many views, just comment. Comment your thoughts. I don't even care if you're out mobily or whatever. Log in your YouTube account. Let me know what you're thinking, because I'd like to know. I'm not saying I'm going to sit here and have a debate with you on YouTube, but like I'd like to know what you think about the topic, because you know, discussing things is what we should do in this game. But, yeah, guys, that's all from me. Also, by the way, I'm just saying, I'm not going to say anything to conclude, but within the next week or so, keep your eyes on your sub box for my channel, because I'm going to be posting some things, and there's some little given surprise thing. It's nothing huge, but I don't want to give it away, but I would say keep your eyes open for it. But anyways, guys, I'm out. I'll see you later. Peace.
Damn.